So in Texas, we have a competitive wholesale market. And in 2020, when demand was very low, the typical cost for a megawatt hour was $21, which translates to, $2 and, 20 cents a kilowatt hour. Um, then what happens is when you sign up with your retail electric provider, you agree on a contract for a year out. So say, I've got a contract to pay 6 cents a kilowatt hour for the next year. And that's locked in. And then it's up to that retail provider to smooth out the variations in the wholesale market. Because the wholesale market can go from zero. Electricity literally costs 0 cents per kilowatt hour in April and October at 4 a.m. when the wind's blowing and there's no demand. Or it can go to the statutory maximum, which is $9,000 a megawatt hour. And so it's up to the retail provider to smooth all that out through futures options, trading, all kinds of hedging to make sure that they make money at the end of the day selling me electricity at 8 cents a kilowatt hour. But some people chose to assume the risk of the wholesale market themselves, thinking that they would save money in the long run. And as a result, you've got these crazy huge bills because that was the wholesale price in the month of February. Because a lot of people did not understand the risk that they were assuming when they chose to pay the wholesale price with no markup. I mean, that sounds like going to Sam's Club, right? You're going to go and pay low prices for the cost of a membership. Well, the problem is the price of electricity changes every 15 minutes in Texas. And there's this huge range between $0 and $9,000 a megawatt hour. And all that risk has been dumped on those people who thought they were just going to Sam's Club.
And so, are all these people? I've heard stories about people who are having money sucked right out of their bank accounts by the utility. Are all these people going to be held responsible for these crazy, crazy bills?
Well, the contract is between the customer and the retail provider. There's no state intervention, there's no utility, there's no governmental body. I mean, that's the definition of deregulation, means that there is no government interference or participation in that contract. So if you signed up for Griddy and you gave them auto pay out of your checking account, then odds are you're not going to get that money back because that's the risk you took. And that's the definition of a deregulated market. Now, whether or not you think you made an informed risk, it really doesn't matter because it's all there in the paperwork.
But somebody just sued them for $1 billion.
Right. I mean, there is a class action suit against Griddy for over $1 billion, arguing that this was price gouging, that there was some nefarious activity on Griddy's part. But where is that nefariousness? They're also suing ERCOT. They're also suing the Public Utility Commission. You can file all these lawsuits, but the truth is the system did exactly what it was supposed to do. Electricity demand shot up, supply went low, so the price went super high to get more people to generate electricity and get into the market. The problem was that there weren't enough generators with enough functioning equipment, and that led to the blackout.
Okay, but as a practical matter, there's a whole lot of people that just simply won't be able to pay those bills.
Right, no.
And even one community, I think it was Denton, that suddenly came up with a $200 million hole that they didn't expect. So
I'm just saying I mean, if the Texas legislature and Governor Abbott may decide that they are going to hold those customers harmless, but that is going to require an appropriation from the legislature to cover the cost of those bills, because no one broke the rules in a way that they can be held legally liable. Gritty did what it said it was going to do. ERCOT said it, did what it said it would do. There's no, people want to believe that there's some sort of failure of our system here, and there wasn't. We built it this way. This is the feature of our system, is it worked exactly the way it should. The failure was on the generation side because they did not have the functioning equipment to meet the demand. But in terms of the market, the trading of electricity, the retail sales of electricity, no, there's nothing broke down. And that's something that the legislature and the people of Texas are going to have to deal with, is decide whether or not we want to continue to allow the market to work in this fashion. Is this really the electric wholesale retail market that we want?